Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm the GQ Jedi. If you're not already subscribed to me, blast that subscribe button down below so you don't miss any valuable Star Wars content. Today I am completing the collection tour. That's right, I've been on a long run. Made about 7 or 8 of these videos cataloging my entire vintage Kenner Star Wars collection, and today I'm going to show you the rest of it. All the big ticket items, the play sets, the ships, the big Christmas and birthday gifts that every kid wanted back in the day. So today I'm going to show you the rest of my collection. And here we have the Millennium Falcon, Han's ship, crown jewel of the Rebel fleet. I have Han and Chewie below here, and the Falcon just sits proudly on top of my curio cabinet, one of them that has a lot of the New Hope goodies in it. And this thing's just too big to fit in there, so I had to put it somewhere. So here she sits parked on top. It's an awesome ship. Awesome toy, and a toy review that I will be doing sometime in the future, so stay tuned for that. But I love walking into this room and seeing the Falcon parked up here. She really does deserve her own docking bay. Such an awesome toy. A must-have in the Kenner collection, and this is a ship, but you know what, it's basically a playset too. This thing kind of pulls double duty, which is awesome. Of course, we got the ramp here ready to, it's all down and ready to go in case these boys need to get into some action quickly. And next to that I have a vehicle maintenance energizer, one of the mini rigs. I use these tubes, kind of putting them next to the Falcon, like it's possibly filling her up with who knows what, but filling her up with something, right? It's all Star Wars tech, it all looks cool. And next to the Falcon is the Death Star. An amazing 4-level playset, just a gigantic toy. And also something that does not fit into any of these cabinets. And I chose to stick that on this cabinet because this is the rest of my New Hope toys, at least the ones that will fit in these curios. So I figured this is a great place as any. And I kind of have it synced up so Han and Chewie are by the Falcon, and then it's like they just escaped and they're ready to take off, and the droids are catching up. And on the bottom level, we have the trash compactor and the Dianoga, the trash monster, and some of the foam. This isn't original foam, guys. This is some newer stuff. The old foam is crumpled up, deteriorated, and has long since gone into the ether. So I had to replace that with something. And I did stick some AT-ST drivers down here because there's an AT-ST parked behind it. So I just kind of stuck those there. Hey, they're Imperial, right? Why not? And on the next level, we have a stormtrooper guarding the elevator. And we have Obi-Wan Kenobi and Vader duking it out. We have the Death Star droid. We have a stand solo droid in the back. On the next level, we have another stand solo droid with a stormtrooper. And of course, we have the infamous bridge where Luke and Leia swing off of the rope swing across the chasm to the other level. And on the top shelf, we have Palps himself, Emperor Palpatine, hanging out with the Imperial gunner next to the laser cannon. And yes, I did stick 2 more AT-ST drivers. They're not dead, they're just taking a nap. I had to stick them somewhere, and from this level, from my eye level, when I'm standing here like this, I don't see them. So they're just kind of hiding out. I haven't figured out where I want to stick those guys yet. What about you guys? Do you have figures that you just kind of hidden and you don't know where to put, but you don't want to put them in a box? Well, that's these two guys, Ben and Jerry right here, you know what I'm saying? But this playset is awesome. I do love this thing a lot, and this is also a review that I have yet to do and look forward to doing in good time, so stay tuned for that. Behind the Death Star is an AT-ST. This is one of 2 AT-STs that I have, and I stuck this one behind the Death Star because it fits, and don't really have a great place that I want to put this one, so it's a good spot as any. And right next to that is a Darth Vader piggy bank. Some little thing I picked up in a local market, and I never had this as a kid, but it's not Kenner, but you know what? It's Star Wars, so it's in my collection. And over here we have the Royal Guard, Emperor's Royal Guard. This is also a piggy bank. Thought I'd get both of them when I could. These were separate purchases from two different people. But yeah, looks cool, and I will get to this placement reason in a second. But over here we have a custom Stormtrooper. You can tell by the arm it's kind of protruding out, so it's not exactly an OG Stormtrooper. This is something entirely different. And over here we have a Y-Wing. My Y-Wing. This is a Return of the Jedi toy, but in keeping with the New Hope scheme that I have going on, I stuck it next to it because it makes sense. And of course we've got 9 Num, we've got R5D4, stuck a B-Wing pilot in there. And over here we have Luke with some random broken vehicle maintenance energizer tool stuck in his hand so he could, well, have a tool to work on the Y-Wing. And some stand solo droids that just look awesome no matter where you put them. Again, the Y-Wing, too big to fit in a curio. Everything I'm showing you guys today is the rest of my collection. These are things that don't fit in the curios, and I wanted to wrap up this collection tour. I wanted to show you what you haven't seen yet. And guys, I was so quick to show you this, I forgot to mention that I have a die-cast Y-Wing. A die-cast Y-Wing parked underneath the big Y-Wing. So there she sits, has her red bomb, trying to keep everything together, so to speak. And as I said, over here I have the Royal Guard piggy bank, and so it made sense to stick that next to these Royal Guards, along with Palps and the Imperial shuttle, the crown jewel of the Imperial fleet. Love having Palps right here, ready to board. These guards flanking on either side. They don't have pikes. This is a second set of guards that I have. You guys have probably seen my guards over here. This is my Return of the Jedi setup. I've showed you guys that in a previous tour. Those guys all have pikes. These guys just don't have them yet. I eventually will probably track some down, but I want to get a second set of guards, even if they don't have pikes, just so I could stick them by the shuttle. Such an awesome ship. Do love this thing. I've always thought that this has such a cool design to it. Ever since seeing it in Return of the Jedi, I was like hooked. It's like, I have to have this. Gotta have this as a toy. I really wish this was a real life thing that I could fly around in, but kids' imagination will have to do. If we cruise over here, we have the Sears Imperial Cruiser. This is a mint condition. I actually put this thing together. I got it, it was boxed, the box was open, but the toy hadn't been assembled, and I actually put all those decals on. This is the only toy in my collection that I put all the decals on and assembled myself. So this thing is cherry, fresh out of the bag, so to speak. Love this thing. And I did stick it here because, again, it goes with the Imperial setup, and trying to keep with the New Hope toys as best as possible. Of course, the AT-ST was not seen in A New Hope, but I stuck it there anyway because, like I said, space, guys. It's all about space. And here we have the Star Destroyer playset. Beautiful piece, populated with all the bounty hunters. Could stick an Imperial officer down there so Bosk can have his moment. Guess I need to pick up another figure. And of course we have Boba talking to Vader. Such a cool play set. And it is funky, you know. It's a play set. It's a ship, but it's a play set. It's a play set. I mean, it really is a play set. This is a ship. This is a play set, right? Am I right? I mean, what do you guys think? This is dubbed as a play set, and that's what I think it is. One thing I forgot to mention is I put the Star Destroyer right above all the Empire Strikes Back Bespin toys, so that's what made sense to me. So again, keeping placement, trying to keep everything uniform. And if we scroll over here to the Security Scout, this is a Security Scout. This is one of them I have. Stuck him over here because I have the Ewok village right next to this bad boy. Huge play set, one of my faves. This thing deserves multiple angles. Why not? Let's get into it. Got the glider on top. Got some Ewoks. Got 3PO in the back there. Got one wicket there. Got a wicket down here. Got a Stan Solo movie accurate General Lando, which is pretty sweet. Have a Endor Forest Ranger back there, which is incomplete, missing. Actually, no, that is the complete one. I'm sorry. I have two of these, and one of them is incomplete. One of them is stashed somewhere else. I forget which one's which sometimes. When we've got multiples of things, sometimes you forget where you put things. Have some biker scouts caught in a net. And of course, I have a speeder bike with a biker scout on it. And I have a Lumat right there riding the elevator. Got another Lumat up here, complete. The more Ewoks, the merrier, I say. I've got doubles. Trying to round out a complete third set. I do have one in the collection down there, complete. I have another whole set next to the Ewok battle wagon, which I've showed you guys this in a prior collection tour. And I'm working on my third set, technically my second display set. I do like to have multiples of figures, and I do like the Ewoks, guys. I'm not gonna lie, I do like the Ewoks. Do have an Endor Luke, missing his poncho, but I stuck a lightsaber in his hand to kind of make him more accurate. We got Han and Leia, Tebow, and of course another speeder bike, because I'm obsessed with speeder bikes and biker scouts. One of my favorite toys. But yeah, the Ewok village, it's too big to go anywhere. And this sits over my Jabba toys. Kind of had to pick one or the other. Got two curios left on this row, so stuck the village here. And if we cruise over here, we got the Interceptor. This beast, huge. It's not like this TIE fighter, which, you know, can sit on the, in the curio without any trouble. This bad boy's got some tips to it, so she's a little too big to be sticking into a curio unless I want to tip her vertical, and I don't want to do that, so I stuck her on top here. Got a cool little acrylic stand for it. And I stuck I'm gonna be honest, this is probably my favorite TIE fighter out of all four that Kenner made. This thing is just, the design on this is just bliss. It's a beautiful, sexy, dare I call a Star Wars toy sexy? Yes, that's right, guys. This is a sexy Star Wars toy, in my opinion. I'd love to have this in real life, just tooling around the galaxy in this bad boy. Next to this, we have the ISP-6 mini rig. If you didn't get the big boy, if you didn't get the shuttle when you were a child, because it was a massive toy to get, and heftier price tag back in the day, you might have gotten the ISP-6, and you would have been stoked because you gave you the Emperor something to ride around in. So again, if you didn't get the big boy, you might have gotten this little beaut. And next to the TIE fighter, I stuck a TIE pilot, and I've got some stand solo droids. And this is the second Return of the Jedi curio, so it made sense to stick the Interceptor above this one because this is where all my Return of the Jedi Emperor Imperial stuff is at, well, for the most part, and then it gets into Endor. But I got an A-wing down at the bottom, so again, it's kind of the Death Star Endor curio with an Interceptor on top. Well, there you have it, guys. That is the line of toys. It does not fit on, or in rather, the curio cabinets. All the big boys that are left that I haven't showed you. And I wanted to go ahead and show you that I do have them and show you the location of said toys. These are some of the big boys, the big ticket items and pieces you must have in your collection if you want to get everything. And this is where I've chose to stick all mine. These curios are great because they do fit a lot of the toys, but you can also stick the big boys on top. So, all right, you guys, well, I hope you enjoyed this final tour of the collection. This wraps up everything that is Kenner that I own. And I wanted to show you the completion, the full run of it all. And at some point I will maybe get to making a full complete tour, just a one smack dab of it all. I don't know if that'd be something that you guys would be interested in, seeing a full one, probably be an hour video, maybe longer, of the entire collection. Let me know if that's something you guys would be interested in seeing at some point in the future. I will get to it. And well, that's a wrap, guys. Really enjoyed making these tour videos for you guys. I love talking about all things Kenner Star Wars, and I hope that you've enjoyed watching these videos. And as I said before, I've made about 7 or 8 other videos cataloging the entire collection. So go to the playlist collection tour so you can check out any videos that you might have missed. I hope you have learned something, possibly. I hope you have enjoyed watching these videos. I've certainly enjoyed making them for you. And if you have enjoyed this video, please give the like button a thumbs up to support the channel. And if you've not done so, blast that subscribe button and hit that notifications bell so you don't miss any valuable Star Wars content. And remember, collect or collect not, there is no try.